Okay, yeah, I got everything done. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee, and I can sit up straight. When I have it set up like this, I can actually sit up straight, but when I'm doing it differently and maneuvering, I'm kind of like this, and you see my head cut off. It feels good to sit up straight. Good morning. I hope you're having a good morning. It's Saturday. It's Pride Month. Okay, here, let's go. June 10th. Few rich men own their property. Their property owns them. Robert Ingersoll, 1833-1899. Tradition 6 cautions us that we ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. Good ideas and good causes tease us to make exceptions to a sound code of conduct. Tradition 6 has been bent and even broken in the past. Every tradition is being broken somewhere right now. We are a fellowship of flawed people, not perfect people. Traditions guide us, but we have no rules or authority. This tradition of non-affiliation has kept groups and fellowships from the unintended consequences of what might seem to be shrewd and widely accepted business practices. We could ride on the coattails of brand loyalty under the guise of reaching more still suffering addicts. Mergers, acquisitions, co-branding, and trending practices that serve businesses, nonprofit or public sector agencies might help 12 groups, but that's not how we roll. This is good. Let me read this all over again. June 10th. Few rich men own their property, and their property... Ooh, I'm just not doing it today. Let's try it again. All right. Yay. I got the stuff. I didn't eat breakfast, but I took my pills. So that's good. And Jason took a shower at 4:35 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. He's doing good. Let me make sure I have all this on. From treatment centers to coffee shops, clubhouses to pharmaceutical companies, a relationship with outside interests may look like a perfect marriage, but the cost is unknown. This hypervigilance might seem outdated. Is it worth it? Every time we see brands throw their reputations behind superstar athletes that get caught in a sex or doping scandal, we see that short-term gain can be punished by unforeseeable forces that do irreparable harm. Any fellowship would be vulnerable to such bad publicity. Do I keep my mind on the primary purpose, carrying the message to those who still suffer? Am I predisposed to ideas of grandeur, pomp, and ceremony? Can I let these ideas be without acting on them? Well, there's a lot that goes, when I hear this, I think of, because I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and I'll be honest with you, me and my husband, when we chatted, we talked about how making money doing this, right, was counter to what we wanted to do. We didn't want to do that. Now, I am in a situation where I need to make money. I have to. So, I mean, I'm 52 years old, 53. Am I 53? Oh my God, I think I'm 53. Yeah, and you know, I can understand why people would get into YouTube and wanting to make money off of this, and a lot of ExJWs make money doing YouTube, especially people that talk about God. And you know, YouTube is a way you can make money, and that's okay. I don't think it's wrong. I do appreciate when there's honesty about it, right? And I don't know. I think that being honest about how you want to continue to do this, it's hard to do this, and you have to have some sort of income coming in. You can't just do this. It's hard. So, you know, you have to try and figure out, okay, so how am I going to help people but help myself as well, and not expect people to put in any money. And then, so yeah, it's always been kind of a conflict there. You know, that's why I stopped, because I thought, you know what, I don't want to be taken advantage of, and I don't want anyone to be feeling that way as well, right? Yeah, so, and it, but again, you know, that's a personal thing. I think, like it said, right? People will break the rules. And ultimately, I mean, I appreciate Dr. Tehan and Patrick Tehan. He's one of the individuals that I have under YouTube channels that you can choose. He's so neat. And he explains, because, you know, I don't get involved in any sort of, you know, affiliation programs or anything like that, because it kind of mucks up everything. And he's right. It does. To some extent, it does. So, you know, it's kind of hard. You know, you wonder, okay, well, how can I do this? And I like doing this. I think it's really important. I think it's really important for people to see your progress, right? That you can survive. And I have a lot of different issues, right? So I have health issues. I've had trauma issues from the past, right? You have your own families that you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who in your family that are dealing with all these losses when you made the wrong decisions, right? I made the wrong decision to stay one of Jehovah's Witnesses for so long. And then you have resentments because, you know, I mean, you're human, right? If your mate has resentments because you didn't come out early enough, or you didn't, you know, these are all things that you work out. You have to work out. And it's nice to know when people have these problems. But the person on the other side has to be able to, you know, have some sort of income. So there's always, for me, it's always like, I don't like t-shirts, okay? I won't do t-shirts. I don't think I like t-shirts. I don't see a t-shirt being beneficial. I don't know. I just don't. It goes into a landfill. I'm now hypersensitive about what goes into landfills and what is happening to the earth. So like, I'll do cups, or I'll do journals, right? I can do low content, that stuff. Things that will, you know, if you break a cup, you smash it, you put in some cement, you know, that really cool white cement, and create something else. Do something else with it. It will be used in a different way. Whereas a t-shirt, it goes back to some poor third world country, and somebody has, I don't know, drink more beer, and it's a little grandma somewhere wearing a t-shirt that is like, what? Yeah, no. ExJW courage. What? She's in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, so I'm a little bit weird. I think that there's ways that you can make money and still enjoy what you're doing. So that's the goal here for me. I want to be able to do, you know, I want to have the flexibility to continue to stay with my children. I mean, I had two of the most beautiful children in the world, and I waited a long time to have them. It was 13 years before we even had our first child. And in that interim, I mean, we went through many ups and downs. I'm surprised we even had children, because I was a firm believer. I believed we were in the last days, you know, but I still wanted, I saw the people around me that didn't have children. And when I probably hit my, early 30s, I started realizing, ooh, I better think about this, because my friends aren't having kids, and I think that might not be where I want to go. Yeah, so, you know, it's hard to figure out what you're gonna do as a parent as you're older, and when you didn't make wise choices, wise financial choices. But I understand this 100%. And like I said, a lot of ExJWs can make some money, you know, older ones talking about God. You'll see me on the Brian Pickett's channel. Yeah, because I think too, people take advantage of you when you first leave, and you're hurting, and they're like, okay, well, can you just do a little video and put it up, and can I use it? And I'm like, sure. At the time, I thought it wasn't a bad deal, right? I thought, okay, yeah, sure. But he uses it for his channel, and it's not even worth asking him to take it down. I want him to, but yeah, that's a whole thing. It's, ugh. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, so when you leave, you have a lot of interesting things that can happen to you, and you can get involved with people that are just as dangerous as Jehovah's Witnesses in a different way. What is it? Same bullshit, different brand is what my husband says. He's fighting. Same bullshit, different brand. Oh, okay. So yeah, you know, I'm hoping to expand in my, you know, what I'm doing today. I love YouTube, and there are so many things that I have learned that I want to share. And they're much better YouTubers than me. So, and if you have an idea, and if you want to do something like this, I encourage you to do it. I think people need to see, you know, there's always the most educated and the most, we always see the absolute pinnacle of what you can do here in this venue, and how successful very educated people can be. But there are also people that didn't go through that path of education, and they are successful, very successful, and they don't really say anything about it. You know, they're never talking about what education they got. They just are successful. And so, yeah, I'm hoping to share that. I still am learning as I'm going, and I have to work. So, you know, I'm working and learning and working on my computer, going to Discord. It's so much fun. And I think that's what's so fun about being out, is that I have the time to do all those things. I mean, there'd be no way I'd have time. I barely am having time to get all that done now. Like, I have to do this test or that test, or, you know, I want to get this certificate. I want to do this. Those things don't happen if you're going to meetings 5 times a week. And they come with so much guilt. If you are doing it, and you're trying to get it done, and you're trying to get to the meetings and doing all those things that they're expecting of you, you can get into a real deep depression to try and get it all done. It was impossible for me, especially as a parent. And my priority has always been for my children, to be with my kids, to see them growing up, not let somebody else do that. And even, you know, now I still am, for me, I still don't have as much patience that's necessary to get everything done for them, because I'm trying to catch up on things that I didn't do for myself, preparing for them. So if you're, you know, thinking about children and you're still one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I would really consider they suck you out of all the energy that you would have to put towards your kids or towards your marriage or towards your education. They suck all of that energy out. And then by the time you're ready to you're trying to get things done, it's too hard. It's too hard to get it all done. Meetings and education. So centering yourself on what you want to do and then just focus on that. It's too hard any other way. So you'll see my journey. You'll see how far I get. We'll see. I have a serious ADHD. I have ADHD. My kids say, Mom, you're all over the place. I am. So, and it's been a challenge. I do writing, and writing for me is something that is both an outlet but also an angst. And I just feel like I'm trying to catch up on everything, and you may feel the same, trying to catch up on everything. And, it's hard to do that. You can have a lot of ideas, right? Can I let these ideas be without acting on them? Am I predisposed to ideas of grandeur, pomp, and ceremony? Interesting, right? Do I keep my mind on the primary purpose, carrying the message to those who still suffer? And yes, the primary purpose is, that's the whole reason why I did this, is because I knew I could help someone else. Even with all my mistakes, laying it on the table and saying, hey, look at what I've done. And look at where I screwed up. Okay, pick myself back up. I have a lot of health issues. But I'm grateful. I still am alive. I'm not wearing diapers. I'm talking to you. You can still survive. It's okay. You can rise up, right? And you can get it done. Even if you don't know what you're doing, which is me half the time. So, all right. Sorry if I chatted too much. Hopefully I continue to do other things and I can share them with you. I have to learn how to screen share on my computer. I can screen share on my phone, but I can't screen share on my computer. Sorry for the long quietness. I guess you're not supposed to do that on YouTube. I don't do any of what we're told not to do because you know what? I do my own thing. I'm not going to do that. I could do a bunch of, trending topics. Ugh. Everybody's doing trending topics. I'm not doing that. I don't like talking about a whole lot of, you have other people, you have critical thinkers, you have other people doing other things. That's awesome. I think that they do it their way, okay? Everybody does it their way. And the bottom line is that you get help, that you're helped through what we say and do. That's the bottom line. And hopefully single moms, if you're out there and you can help, and if you're an ExJW, hey, I'm here to help you. I hope I can get what I need to get done so I can show you how to do it. And even if it's just little stuff, right? So yeah, I'm hoping that works out for me, and hopefully that helps you too. All right, loves, I'm sorry I talk a lot. Uh-oh, gotta go. Love you. Hope all is well. Follow your bliss and be good humans. Big hug before we go. Okay. Follow your bliss, be good humans.